Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, and welcome if you're new. So today I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful gown. So this is my front upper body. I just marked down the horizontal measurement. So I went down by 1 inch for my shoulder line. From the shoulder line, I marked down 9 inches for my armhole line, then 12 inches for my bust point. Then my waist is 19.5 inches. So right now I'll be taking my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. So I'll take that on my bust point and on my waistline, and I'll connect it on a straight ruler. So I'm using my basic body for this. You should know how to draft your basic bodies by now. So I'm not going to mark the dart on the fabric because I can't find my chalk, so I'm using a marker, so I don't want to draw too much line on the fabric. So I'll just go ahead and sew my dart on the machine when sewing the fabric. I took 1.5 inch for my darts. So I'm taking my waist measurements and I'll connect it down to armhole line. That is where I marked my bust measurement. So I went in by 1 inch for allowance. So I'm connecting it. So you just take your bust measurement and add your allowance. That's what I did. So I'm just adding my allowance, my sewing allowance at the top of my shoulder, half inch, then I'll connect it. So right now I'm going to take my neck depth measurement. I went down by 4 inches, then I'll connect it to the initial 3 inches I took for my neckline on the curve rule. So after I'm done with that, I'll take my bust dart. I'm using 3 inches because my front waist is 19 while my back waistline is 16. So I'll connect it to my bust point. But before then, on my bust line, I'll come out by 1 inch as shown. Then I'll connect from the bust, from that 3 inches to the bust point. That's to the 1 inches I came out. So I'm folding in the bust dart so that I can redraw my lines and also will not have shortage when cutting. So let's cut. This is it after cutting it out. So I'll take note of all my darts so that I will be able to join when sewing. So this is the back body. I came down also by 9 inches from my armhole, 12 for my bust point, then 16 for my waistline. You know my front waistline is 19, the back is 16, and I came in by 1 inch for zipper allowance. So from that 1 inch I marked my darts point, that's my nipple to nipple, and right now I took my waist measurements plus 1 inch. I already marked out my bust measurements with also 1 inch sewing allowance, so I'm going to connect it right now. Don't forget to slash open the zipper allowance you left, and by your waist you go in by half an inch. I normally go in by 1 inch, so let's cut. So this is the lower part of the front body. So I marked my hip line already, which is 9 inches, and my knee line I used 19 inches. Normally my knee line is 22. I came up by 3 inches and I marked in 1 inches from the folded part to enable us have an opening at the front of the gown. So I'm taking my waist measurement plus 1.5 inch for that and 1 inch for allowance. Then I'll take my hip measurement, then 1 inch for allowance, and I'll connect it down to my waist line. You start taking your measurement for that 1 inch you came inward from the midpoint. That's where you start taking your measurement from. So after that, I'm going to insert my nail measurement on my nail line Then I'll minus 1 inch from it. From my nail measurement, I'm going to minus 1 inch. Then insert it on the nail line and connect it to the hip line. So I'll connect it like so. Then from that nail line, I'll take it straight to the full length. Just watch the way I'll connect it. I'm just marking the hip measurement there, plus 1 inch. Then I'll connect it from that line down to the nail. Like so. Just try and curve that nail line. Make sure you don't have any sharp edge there. So I cut it out. So right now I placed it on the back lower body, leaving out 1 inch for zipper allowance. So I'll just cut it out. That's all. Just place the front lower part on the back lower part, leaving out 1 inch for zipper allowance. Then you cut. That is all for the lower part. So right now this is my sleeve, cutting out my sleeve. So for my sleeve cap, I'm going to go down by 5 inches. Then I'll connect it on a straight line. That's my round sleeve. I'm using 9. I'll connect it straight to the tip of the folding, like so. Then I'll get the midpoint of that and mark. Then I'll go up by half an inch and also go down by half an inch, like so. So right now the full length of the sleeve, I'm taking my measurement plus 1 inch. Then I'll connect from there down. So our sleeve is ready. So right now I'm going to bring my front upper bodice and I'll sew the neckline with this long strip. I'll take my waist dart, then my bust dart, and I'll also do the same to the back. I'll sew the neck and the dart. So this is it after sewing it. I took my waist dart and my bust dart and the neck and the back body. I also sewed in the darts and the neck. So right now this is the lower part of the front bodice. That 1 inches we marked initially, I'm going to sew it in, then open it, slash it open. I'm also going to take in my darts for both the front lower body and the back lower body. After that, after taking in my darts, I'll join the upper front body with the lower front body by half an inch, and I'll do the same thing to the back. So this is it after joining. I sewed in that 1 inches, then I slashed it open. So I joined the upper body and the lower front body by half an inch. So this is it. I came down from my nail by 3 inches, then I slash it open. So this is the back piece after joining both of them. So this is one side of it and this is the other side of it. So right now I'm trying to measure where I want the ruffle to start from. I want it to start from my waist, then stopped immediately under my hip. My hip is 9, so 10 inches. You can make yours 13, 15. I just made my 10. So right now I'm taking my hip measurement, wideness, so it will enable me to cut the fabric. This is the long strip I cut of 22 inches by width and 60 by length. So I'm going to run a gather stitch on it by the side, then place it like so from that 10 inches up to my waist. I'm just showing you how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to run a gather stitch at the tip. So this is how I'm going to place it. After running a gather stitch, I'll sew it, then I'll bring it back for us to see. This is it after sewing it. I ran a gather stitch, then I sew it to the fabric. So right now I just cut a long fabric. I took my measurement from my shoulder down to my waist, which is 19 times 2, which is 38. So I cut a long fabric of 38 inches, while the width is 60 inches. So I ran a gather stitch on it and I'm placing it on the shoulder like so. I'm trying to arrange it very well. After placing it on the shoulder, I'll sew it on the shoulder by half inch. This is it after sewing it on the shoulder. I noticed it was a little bit longer, so I have to reduce it a little. So right now I'm showing you the slit I have at the front. That 1 inch, I'm going to fold it in, then I'll sew it on a straight line. So right now I'm going to place the back piece on the front piece, take my body measurement and sew it. And I'll also sew the shoulder measurements by half inch. Then I'll bring it back for us to see. So this is it after joining the front and the back piece together. I also joined the shoulder by half inch. I took my measurement and joined the front and the back piece together. So this is the back. I have not yet inserted my zip. So this is it. So right now I'm going to fold it like so, the back side facing the back side. That's the right side of the back facing the right side of the back. Then I'll take my final measurement and insert my zip. And I'll also trim the lower part of the gown. Then I'll sew in by 1 inch. So this is it after sewing everything. I hemmed the down part of the gown. I also sew in that 1 inch we left at the front. I inserted my zip. So this is it. Our gown is almost ready. So right now is remaining our sleeve. So this is our sleeve. I'll fold it in like this, then I'll sew by that 1 inch we left. Then I'll fix the sleeve to the gown and bring it back for us to see. This is it after sewing the sleeves and fixing it. Our gown is ready. On the picture, the gown has a shoulder, a broad shoulder. So this is the shoulder part. I don't want to fix it, but if you want to fix the shoulder part, this is how you're going to fix it. You just fold it and tack it to the shoulder. Towards the sleeve side, you go out by 1 inch. That's, you push the shoulder parts out by 1 inch, then you tack it to the shoulder. But I don't want this gown to have a shoulder part, so I'm going to leave mine like this. If you watch this video up to this part, thank you so much. Thank you for all my returning subscribers and my new subscribers. I really love you guys. If you're coming across this video for the first time, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe and support your girl. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.